I'm here with Phil Sherman, and we are going to be trying to show him some stadiums and see if he can guess who the creator is.
I gotta think it's either Scotty Warren or Murph. I'm gonna say Scotty Warren.
Chad, you want to make any guesses before I reveal who it is?
But this time, it's not my fault. I can honestly 100% blame this guy.
Hey, I fixed everything. What's up, guys? It looks like everything's working. Once again, I totally broke everything by deleting something off my computer that I needed, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you can hear the music. Hopefully streamer bot is working in the background like it's supposed to. I am running into one issue where PlayStation is not letting me sign in for some reason, which is pretty annoying, because I have no idea what my password is. Everything sounds good? Okay, let me fix this real quick then. I gotta figure out how to sign into PlayStation because I'm like locked out of my PlayStation. Unreal. It's always something. Yeah, go. So anyway, this is one thing I want to talk about too. So have you guys heard the rumor that MLB 26 is coming to PC? I was reading about it last night after the stream. It looks like they were hiring job postings that indicated that it could be coming to PC, which could be really cool, especially for Stadium Creator. Because if it comes to PC, then it could mean mods are coming. And if mods are coming, that means Stadium Creator can get mods, which would be huge. And it's got me a little hopeful. PlayStation does not want to let me sign in. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, who knows if it's for this year or not. Okay, let's try this. Sign in with the QR code. Yeah, that's my email address. Oh my god, now I gotta set up a pin. Sure. I was on Xbox until they took it out off of they took it off Game Pass. And so I was going to either buy a new Xbox or a new PlayStation. And it was just cheaper for me to go with PlayStation and also upgrade to 4K for my videos. So after all that, am I in? Okay, I guess it's let me back in. That was interesting. I had to set up a pin. It asked me to type in my pin, so I typed in my pin. Then I had to set up a new pin. And then I had to set a screen lock on my phone so that I could enter my pin and then enter the screen lock again. Holy shit, what a mess. And so now I have to take the screen lock off my phone. Hey, look at that. It finally popped back up. There we go. Holy cow. Game Pass, $318 a month for the best version of it is insane. $318 a month? You mean 31 a month? I think Game Pass Ultimate's 31 a month. They just raised it by $10, right? Because nobody's paying $318 a month. I've heard this will be the last Xbox, though. Apparently they are done making consoles. No idea if this is true. So it's one of those things where I could see it not being necessary for a new console, because usually when you get a new console, it's because the hardware progresses. And 8K gaming is just not even really a thing. It's not even necessary to be a thing. 4K is about as high as you need to go. Plus, if they... Well, $318 a year. Okay. I was gonna say $318 a month is insane. It's called Xbox Ballin' Game Pass. The other thing too is I know Sony was talking about a new system, but I heard they pushed it back because of RAM prices right now. Which I got super lucky on my RAM because I got... What did I get? 128 gigs of RAM. And my buddy at Best Buy hooked me up with this Best Buy discount. And so I paid like $490 for 128 gigs of RAM. And I don't know what that would normally cost, but it's probably a little over $1,000, like $1,000 to $1,200 range for 128 gigs of RAM right now. The Steam machine, which might be the way. Yeah, Steam, dude. Steam in general is the way to go. I have heard about the Steam machine. That could be... The only ones you shouldn't be afraid of the Steam machine is probably Nintendo, because I don't think Steam machine would carry Nintendo games. If I looked into that correctly, and like very briefly that I did. Yeah, when Steam machine comes out, that could kill everything. I forgot about that for a second because I've been on PC for so long now. I used to have a custom PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and then one day I finally sat down. I was like, what am I doing? My computer can handle everything. It was just, I always liked gaming on consoles, but now I can use a PlayStation like controller or an Xbox controller, which I have both, for whatever I want to do. It just makes more sense for me to game on PC. Honestly, except for just like the exclusives, like the Final Fantasy games. Sony, I think even for the next one, for like the remake trilogy they're going through, I think Sony has a 1-year exclusive with them before they can release it out to other consoles. Which is kind of annoying because I really enjoy those games. But it is what it is. Oh, that mouse isn't even plugged in. I have 2 mice on my computer too that I use. One of them's not plugged in. Steam machine would be the overall best thing, to be honest. Sony exclusives are a 1-year delay, but that's not horrible. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how hyped you are for the game. The other thing too, I saw a lot of concerns on MLB The Show forums when I was digging around last night, was people are afraid of hackers and stuff like that, or cheaters, I should say, on PC for the show, for like online, which will happen if it does come to PC. But here's the thing, almost every game I know, and Sony is very, very, very against crossplay, which is strange that it'd be coming out on PC too. But most games that I've seen, you can disable playing against people on PC if you're on console, which I would assume that they would implement that into the game. And it's not even for, well, you know what? I was gonna say PC players wouldn't have that much of an advantage on console players for a game like MLB The Show. But as far as moving the mouse around to hit the ball, they would have a huge advantage. If you're good at like a shooter game, you're gonna be good at hitting a baseball and just following that ball and clicking it. Like PC players would probably have a huge advantage over console players, even if they're not cheating. If you're like, I'll put it this way, the best controller player is gonna be like here, right? The best PC player is gonna be like up here. There's still good console and controller players, but I don't know if you could ever find somebody who's the best console player of all time isn't going to beat a PC player. It's too, like the way you move the reticle around, it's too easy and freely to move on a PC versus like on a joystick. Yeah, well, that's just it too. People act like they're not cheating on console already. So I mean, it is what it is. I just want to see it come to PC because if we got mods for Stadium Creator, that would be insane. We could make the first mod would be you'd have no memory cap. You know what I mean? That would probably be the first mod out there. Memory cap gone. Like on Fallout when it came to PC, like Fallout 4 when you could build your own settlements. There was a cap to how much you could build in your settlements, and boom, like one of the first things that came out, there was a glitch at first, and then they made a mod, and the mod was like, boom, no cap. The only problem is that at some point it's gonna slow down your game. Yeah, it would depend on it depends on like stuff crashing in mod lists, and mods have their whole thing where, you know, they're great and they're both frustrating at the same time. But you look at games like City Skylines, that's completely carried by mods, and it's so successful because the modding community is so good there. I know City Skylines 2 modding community kind of struggled for a little bit, but the first one was nuts. Same thing with like Skyrim. Like, how over modded is Skyrim? There's like a million different ways to play that game now. Like, I never tried it, but one of my friends is even telling me, dude, you don't even have to start on like that same storyline. There's mods for completely different storylines. Which I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Yeah, some modders are nuts. But yeah, I wish I could find more on it, but there's no official word yet if it's coming to PC. But if it does, I will probably sell my PlayStation. I'll have no use for it. Imagine they pull a Madden and they create a separate website or a thing for Team and Stadium Builder. Did Madden do that? I guess I don't know anything about the Madden, like, stadium creating stuff. I didn't know you could even do it. You can create your own stadiums in Madden? Or is it like an unofficial, like, mod thing? Because I can't imagine a stadium creator for football or like basketball would be that interesting, or like even hockey. I guess it could be cool, but the cool thing with like baseball is they're also different. Oh, so it's like for like logos and that kind of thing, not for building a stadium? I see, okay. And it doesn't get too toxic or anything like that? Like nobody's uploading like weird random stuff? I haven't played Madden in a long time. I just got kind of bored of it. I feel like I was just buying the same game over and over, which I guess you could probably say the same thing for, I don't know how much the show has really changed over the years. Because I think the gap from when I stopped playing it was like around 2016, and then I picked it back up in 23. And even then, like, I was like, well, you know, it's better, but it's not crazy different from what I remember. By the way, I was trying to put a list together for a new video, because me and Phil did this a while back. And I was gonna put a list together for kind of like a wish list for 26, which is just for fun, you know. Who knows if SDS would ever see it, but it would just be things that I wanted to see. And for the fixes, let me get you guys' like ideas on this. Logos jersey in a basic stadium style. They shut down a lot of stuff, I believe, but some still slip through. Oh, okay. So here's what I thought for my stadium creator wish list and fixes. For fixes, I wanted to fix the windows on the outfield walls and add red windows would be nice, because, you know, we don't have red windows, but we have red walls. Getting the alignment to fix on certain props like those upper decks that don't line up, and then fixing the dead space. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the dead space. You can make your own arena NHL, but the same size ice surface. It's just the cosmetic stuff you can change. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Because they're all the same unless they're like either NHL size or Olympic size. Can you guys think of any other fixes? Like, not like new stuff that we want, but just fixes in the creator. Because that's all I can really come up with. Fix the windows, Fix the prop alignment issues, and then fix like the dead space. I have ball pins as a wish list because I wanted ball pins as props. And that kind of leads into a couple other things. But I wish they would just make ball pins like, treat them like batter's eyes. You start off with a batter's eye and 2 ball pin props. Make those ball pin props movable, but not deletable. I think that would be the best way to get the ball pins off the field. Fix the uploading to the vault issue. So here's my theory. I think the vault is not carrying over into next year. I think that's the best way for them to fix the stuff with Costco. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit. I'm hitting some red lines there. I think the best way for them to fix the vault is to not carry anything over into next year. So they can, that's the only way to kill LaGrosse and Costco. Because they wanted to get rid of Costco and they broke the vault. So they had to bring it back because they tried to get rid of that template. And then the whole LaGrosse thing happened. So I think they have to get rid of the vault. Because now they figured out how to patch out foul territory. You know, that glitch doesn't work anymore. They fixed that. And so the only way to not have LaGrosse carry over is to completely wreck the vault. Just say, nope, we're starting from the ground up. Z fighting is a tough fix. Because that's just about how certain, I don't know. I feel like I can fix Z fighting myself. That's not that big of a deal. I'm tired of having to try uploading 6 times to get 1 successful upload, but then have 3 saves in my vault. Well, so here's what I do, dude. If it just says, if I get an upload, if it loads for a little bit and then I get an upload failed, I know it's going in there and be in like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So I just do it once, and then I know it's in there. It just is what it is. If I get it where it says upload failed instantly, I know it failed for sure. Yeah, it is annoying, but I think the vault needs to just be completely cleared out. We need to start from 0. That would be my opinion on that. As far as like numbers on the wall, I put that on like the wish list for props you'd like to see. I put more wall props. I'd like to see numbers, advertising, and scoreboards. And I think the best way to handle that, just thinking about online players, I think the center field wall probably needs to not have those on there. Otherwise, you're gonna be able to put these bright ass scoreboards and these tall walls and block being able to see the pitch, you know? I can see where the people would abuse that. Or maybe it can't be within like in front of the batter's eye or something like that. The vault is the same since 22, 23. As far as I know, 23 carried to 24 and 24 to 25. But I picked up 23 late in the game. Like I think I got MLB The Show 23 in July. Only when I found out that there was a stadium creator in it. And that's why I ended up buying the show again. And then that's when I found Harrison Sawyer's channel. And he showed a couple of my stadiums. But then he wasn't posting very often. So I started my own channel so I could show off my creations. And then a little bit after that, I was like, you know what? I'll start showing off other people's creations. And that's kind of how that went. Dude, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you here in a while. The prop deletion glitch where you leave the stadium and come back is a big fix I'd like. Oh, yeah. I don't really understand how that one works exactly. Sorry. I don't. Well, because let me load up my one park. Because I'm having that problem right now in one of my parks, and I thought I figured out how it worked and why it did what it did just from playing other games. Actually, let's test something. Okay, so here, bear with me on this one. So here's my one that I have been working on, right? Here's the weird thing. When I saved my props, so look at the top railing. The top railing, it goes all the way across. There's nothing missing. Now watch when I load in. Nah, you're good, dude. We were talking, there's a lot of guys that have been MIA for a while. So look, check this out. I load into the game. These are gone, right? But they were there in the picture. I noticed this the other day when I was having a prop with my last, my stadium mashup. I noticed this. When I would load into the stadium, prop glitch, those props were gone. When I went into a game, even though so same thing, it showed my props were there in the picture. When I loaded it up, props were gone. But when I go into a game, the props were still there. It was like they only disappeared once I reopened Stadium Creator. And it was the first time I ever noticed this. So let's see. Let's just go into, this Home Run Derby doesn't take too long to load up. I'm wondering if they're going to be there in my stadium or if they're gone. Pfizer, what's going on, dude? Yeah. Speaking of people that haven't been around for a while, Jedi Yank is the one I think has been like MIA the longest. Usually when college football comes out, though, he disappears. So that's pretty normal. Undo would be nice. A personal request of mine that I'd like to see, and I guess it used to be a thing too, is I would like to see it where I can hide the UI. It would be a lot easier for me to create videos. Oh, there it is. So it's there in the picture. Let's see if it's there in the Home Run Derby. Yeah, XYZ rotation would be nice, but I don't think we'll ever get it. Okay, so look, they're there. They're not gone. Is that the craziest thing? So those railings are completely there, even though they were gone when I reloaded up Stadium Creator. I just started noticing that. So I think if you place them there and you never open Stadium Creator again, which, you know, if you're done, you're done. Obviously I have to open up to show them off, but it's just like, if you want to play a game in your stadium, you're getting the prop glitch, there's a chance that they're still there. Was it gonna stay fair? You know, we still have Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, free agent right now. I just saw some news on that today. I can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, long story short, my windows are all still there. We don't have to play this whole thing out. The same issue with the green windows. Yeah. And that's another thing that I have on my my wish list is I would like to see more stadium focused props, like press boxes, like suites. It'd be cool if we could get like stuff for like making like restaurants and clubs, if that makes sense. Like when you look at like Arizona or Milwaukee, like in their left fields, they have restaurants built into the stadiums. That would be pretty cool. Box seats, yeah, that's kind of what I mean. So if we had, like, when you go to like the contemporary seating, how they have the 2 rows and then like that little half section, but it has the suites in the back. If they would just take that off and it was just a row of seats, like in those 2 sizes, that would be amazing. Yeah, more actual stadium props instead of dinosaurs. One of my most liked posts actually was about that on the show forums, because the day they released what was the futuristic prop pack, I went off on the forums. I was like, dude, we've been asking for the same things for like at least 2 years now since I've been part of Stadium Creator. I was like, give us better numbers. We want numbers on the walls. A line on top of the wall is not that hard to program for the home run line. Ballpins off the field, I know it's tough, but that's something we want. We want better stadium props. So far, you guys have responded with aliens, dinosaurs, like just a bunch of bullshit, you know. I would like lights that sit on or under the roof without long poles. Yeah. That's the other thing I was kind of talking. I didn't really know how to word it other than like broken down props. Like I would like to see like that's the only way I can really describe it is how you would break down a prop. So I would like to see like here, let's go into Stadium Creator. I'll show you an example of what I'm trying to talk about. I'll say like I'll do it for like a scoreboard. And I know the perfect one to show you guys for what I'm talking about. Let's pull it up here. I'll flip it over once I get the scoreboard up. Okay, here, perfect. This one right here. All right, let's go like this. So this one prop right here, I think should be, let's count them. Man, it should be like 12 different props. This scoreboard right here, let's just have scoreboards like this. Just this video part of different sizes. Each one of these individual ads should be its own prop like this. I would love to have scaffolding props like this. This would be amazing. If just this was a prop, if I have one like this tall and like this tall, or like maybe one in between, that would be a great prop. If this was 4 different advertising, like I would like to see, here's how I would like to see advertising handled. Sorry, my mind is going faster than I can talk. I would like it where like, hey, here's an advertising size. Here's also an advertising size. Now that I've placed this size, I can pick which one of these I want inside that square. You know, do you guys get what I mean? And then let's say I want this size, so I can put this on top of this, and then like, okay, I picked players trust for this one. I picked stand up to cancer for that one. I picked that one for that one and that one for that one. But all I placed was a square this size that's gonna hold an advertisement. And now I pick the advertisement that goes inside of it. That's what I would like to see. Also railings, we need more railings. I'm tired of using the same 2 railings. Because we got basically, what, 2 that are usable for railings? It's like, yeah, we can use these. This is, it gets you by. I'll put it that way, it gets you by. The other one I use all the time are these, like this, but and you stick them like this and it works, but let's be honest, like that big concrete block, it looks like it should be outside of a house. Like this is a fence for someone's yard. Like a nice house. Like if we go into buildings, like there's a bunch of buildings this would go perfect with, just those little houses. I don't know how long it would take me to find one. Okay, let's just say this. This is another thing. Yeah, well, that alignment issues are another thing I'd like to see fixed. Like I can get by with that, I don't care. But let's just say, hey, cool. Great looking house. You know, this is stadium creator. This isn't like neighborhood creator. I'm glad that I can do something like that. It's cool to have these props where I could do this. But I mean, this is the best case scenario for this prop. I don't know. So railings are a big thing for me too. Just more stadium style props. Oh, those are very annoying to try and delete. The other thing too is I would like these walls, anything I can pick here for these walls, I would like that to be in also like the concourse pieces. I feel like that's not that big of an ask. Just make these textures in the concourse. And then also a few more concourse pieces to complete the sets. Sorry, I'm kind of ignoring the chat. Going off my tangents here. Mini TVs or scoreboards would be awesome. Yeah. That's part of what I would like to see is like these different kits where you can make like you pull this up and it breaks it down into different parts of the stadium, right? So instead of just like stands, it would be like lower deck, and then you could go into like suites. Like you would just go like this and it would say, okay, here's a suite and then here's a prop for the suites, and then you can fill it in with different TVs or couches or like a lounge, kind of however you want to do it. And then you can easily group, copy, and paste those over. I would like lights to sit on there. Oh, we saw that one. Even if they just gave us individual seats and some different tables so we could create our own box seat section. Yeah, it's kind of like what I'm getting at. I'd love to have those ads put on upper deck facings, right? And you would think it isn't that hard to ask tool with the video game tech today. It's really not. I get that it's time and resources. And that's why I really want this to come to PC. Because hell, dude, I'll take up modding and I'll figure out a way to get them in the game. Like, you know what would be a good one to be a good modder? Would probably be Ranger Man. He already uses Blender. They need to trim all the fluff and give us usable stuff. Yeah. Give me building type props and concourses and whatnot. Yeah. If you want to delete a line of those, just line up your camera, then throw and you can delete them pretty quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done that before too. It's just I don't know. And then obviously we need to get rid who uses this? Unless you're gonna start building from like right here. Like this is all dead space right here. Like obviously we need that fixed. What is this yellow thing? I don't know why you would ever need bollards there. This is floating too, by the way. You guys ever notice that on this side of the fence, it reaches all the way down to the field level? And if you go on this side, it's floating. I don't know if you guys ever looked at that. I don't care about this at all. It's just interesting. Yeah, but I mean, half these aren't even usable. Unless they're like square like that. Like this is okay. I actually did use this the other time on my mashup build, but for the most part, this is pretty unusable. I don't know. I like that they were giving us more props at one point. It's just, I think the collision needs to be a bit more relaxed. I get why batter's eyes have the collision that they do. Because I've had online guys, when I build stadiums for them, they don't like me using this batter's eye because it's hard to pick the ball up off of it because of this brick right here. If you're like really zoomed in, like in that zoomed in part. But I mean, there's just ways to go about and do it. Let's build around the batter's eye and make it usable in play, like if you move an outfield wall. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying, make it unusable. Yeah, I would love the dead space thing to be fixed. The thing is, and here's the deal that I totally 100% understand why they did what they did. But having foul territory like this, and this one dude on the forums, you guys probably know who he is. I won't name him though. He went on like some rant about, oh, they did this on purpose just to make it horrible. And like, dude, no video game developer goes out there to make it horrible. You know why they did it? Ease of use, you know, because the props line up so easily, and then when you want to make the stands curve, they curve perfectly with this. It was for ease of use of access. Like, I get why this is like this, but that's why I've also had the idea, and I've told you guys this before too, how I can do this with the outfield wall. I would love for this, for one, to have a, okay, here's another thing that we need to talk about. 90% of these are fucking terrible. They just are. A lot of these are real bad. We won't talk about that. But if you could click over here and boom, all of a sudden I'm doing the same thing with foul territory, that would be great. But then you're gonna have to fix the dead space issue for one, and you're gonna have to give us smaller seats, and I will gladly go in here and do this myself. Or the other easy option, it would be a hot take because I don't mess around behind it back here. But even if you just put in like the first like few, you know, I was gonna say if they just gave me lower deck, I could live with it. Lower deck seating based on the template. But what if they just put in the first, like, I don't know, 10 rows for me, and then I could still build behind it if I wanted to? That would be an easy fix. Not easy, but that could be a fix. I use the same outfield dimensions for every build because they all suck. You're not alone. I know Carmen's dad always uses this one too. Just the default, whatever. So I get what certain people say, but sometimes they don't even think, like, they always blame the devs for some parts, but there's a reason for that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing too, Scotty. He said set limits where your dimensions aren't too big or too small, then let whatever you want to do in your parameters. So like, even like, let's just say, okay, stick with me on this. Let's grab some concourse pieces. Let's just say, so think about like an invisible line. What do you guys think of this? Think of like an invisible line. Let's just say it's something like this. Like if this was an invisible line where your walls, I'm not going to connect all the way around and make them perfect. But like, what if it was like, if your walls were just like within like this range, you could move them anywhere. You know, let's just say this is like, I don't know, 360 feet. But as long as your walls are within like this range of this like invisible line, or even put it on the ground, you know, so you could see it, it's online playable. That could be an easy fix too. So now I have the freedom to move my walls anywhere in here, because it'd be pretty tough to make a toxic stadium. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could see it where all of a sudden somebody goes like, what? They take a piece like this and they're like, oh, well, look at, I have quadruples alley over here, whatever they, you know, stupid thing they do. Like, think about it like this though. If I kept it like that, that's goofy as hell. Is that really that toxic though? Like, I would, if this was the limitation where I had to keep my walls in, I would challenge somebody to make an extremely toxic stadium. You could make some really goofy stuff, sure. But toxic? Eh, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like what? This is about as bad as it could really get. Even if that was online playable. Like if I played against somebody online, which I don't play online either, but if I played against somebody online and I was like, this is your stadium, what the fuck, dude? Like, okay. I still wouldn't be mad about it though. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what the hell were you thinking? Like, you look like a child with a crayon drawing a stadium. You just can't draw a straight line. But I think that could be an easy fix. Just have a limitation to where these walls can go. And hell, dude, you could even put a limit, like just if you wanted to do it like that, it would be so easy. Because watch this. You could just say like, oh, I'm taking this point. As soon as I hit this wall, it stops. Okay, well, I can't make that wall go any farther that way. Oh, okay, oh shoot, well, I hit my limit there, so I can't bring it past here. And then I'm messing with this wall. Okay, well, yeah, I hit my limit once I hit that thing out there. Like, this is weird, but it's not, I don't know. I wouldn't consider it toxic. I would just consider it ugly. How about the actual stadium dimensions instead of just a bunch of random unusable layouts? I don't know. I'm with you on that one. I just don't know if there's any, I don't know if like copyright infringement is the right word. You know what I'm trying to get at? Like, I don't know if there's a reason or not why they could or couldn't include those. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I wouldn't think that it's anything too crazy. I actually thought about one time when I was just sitting here bored. I was like, I could just make all the real stadium templates and just upload them online for you guys to use. Like, hey, you want Philly? Here's Philly. You want Milwaukee? Here's Milwaukee. They use everything as an MLB, but they have, but they're doing it as like a stadium as a whole, as a trademark that they got permission to use and not do anything creative on their own way with. So I don't know if that would step over the line of anything. Because it's kind of like, I don't know enough about how it works. I could just see there being a bunch of bullshit red tape where they're like, yeah, you can use this stadium dimensions for our stadium because you're recreating our stadium, but you can't put your own creative twist on it because that's not part of the agreement, I guess. Oh, really? Baltimore's is in there? I guess I never really looked. The other thing too is I think people would use these more if they were, I'm gonna be honest, better. The one thing that drives me nuts, like this one for example, it was like they figured out, hey, we can make the line go, you know, the wall dimensions go to an angle, so they just did it with every fucking template. And like, dude, these aren't realistic. This is kind of realistic here, but I don't want my right field to be 375 feet. That's not realistic. How deep is the deepest right field? It's like, I'm pretty sure it's Wrigley Field is the deepest two corners in baseball. Let's see, Wrigley Field dimensions. And I think they're like at what? Yeah, 355 to left, 353 to right. Yeah, those are the two deepest corners. Well, that's another thing that gets me too, is like, we don't want toxic stadiums, so we can make them as deep as we fucking want. like if we go down to like some of these, like some of the decent ones too are just deep. Like holy shit. Like I know they're organized by left field. So you're telling me that I can make a 375 by a 360 and bring that online? Look at this, look how deep that is. 375 by 375. That's insane. That's so deep. Is it actually 375? Some of them are labeled wrong too, I've noticed. Okay, so that's at 375 in both corners. That's 360 and 360. What? The first one that I picked, it said 375, 375, and they're both at 360. So, yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. It was like there was no, like nobody checked. Where's another one that says 375? Are any of them actually 375? So look at this. Both of these say 375 and right. Look at the difference. Like you can tell it's moving back. I don't know. Right, they're public, but I'm just saying I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't know enough about it to make a comment on it or not. I'm just saying there's as many stupid laws and different things that there are out there as far as copyright infringement and other things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if I found out there was some stupid law that would prevent them, or some red tape that would prevent them from giving creative freedom with an official dimension. It would be dumb as hell, sure, but it could be out there. I don't know. Being able to add or delete control points on the wall would be really nice. Yeah, I've said that before too. That's one thing I really wish you could do. Because it's like, you gotta pick. I've gone through these before and being like, okay, well, curved wall has way too many points. And I'm like looking for like certain ones that are like controllable. Like this is one I would probably pick because I can see where all the control points are. But if I end up needing more later, yeah, you're right, I'm screwed. Sometimes there's even some like even hidden in the straight walls. Like this one's pretty straight up. There's one in the center. Yeah, this is probably a dimension I would pick just because of the number of plot points that I'm getting. I actually don't hate this template. Well, right field sucks. So this one actually is 375. Like this is like, okay, this is a perfect example. This is actually a pretty realistic template. I hate that part happening. But this right here, yeah, 305 is pretty short. Like, let's just say, I don't know, make this like 328. 361's a little tiny. There we go. Like this should be able to be taken online, if you ask me. That's, so like I'm saying, if they had a buffer zone in here, you know, going to wherever to keep it online playable, that would be, I think, the best fix. Because this isn't toxic at all. You know, we got a short little left field porch. Like, I wouldn't hate playing in this stadium. You know, got a bit of room, a little extra room out here, but whatever. But you could build a cool stadium around this. I wish they can set a distance feed template that you can edit. What do you mean? And you didn't miss any interesting ideas? Just miss more ranting than anything, really. Edit current stadiums. That would be cool, but they're not the same file types as what we use in Stadium Creator. I agree that it would be nice to have like real templates. Ah, dude, you're good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't know. I closed my list out. What else did I have on there? Yeah, more structural props, kind of what we were talking about, the pillars, scaffolding, railings. A retractable roof template would be nice, but honestly, I don't care. I don't make retractable roofs. I don't really want to. It would be nice for everybody else who wants to do it, though. I was talking about stadium-focused props, like press boxes, suites, restaurant and clubs. Oh yeah, so the other thing too, I was talking about wall props like these. First of all, yeah, we gotta fix this. Well, that was crazy. The first time I could do it. Oh, you guys seeing this new record? Wait. You gotta troll Phil. I don't know how I just did that. I'm guessing it only worked because this wall is perfectly spaced. Because I have noticed that if I take this and I stretch it out, it's not doing it. It's just this section. Hold on. There's no way I can do it again, right? Yeah, okay. Because you see how these panels get wider? The more I move this fence, I think it has something to do with that. That's actually insane that that worked out exactly like that. So in theory, I should be able to do it on this side too, right? What if I could do with the green ones? Ah! Oh, then it breaks right there. So strange. I don't have an answer for how that works. The customer is always right. But the end of that quote is, in the matters of taste. Derek, what's going on, dude? I don't think I've seen you in here before. My camera is just in the way of some of these messages, sorry. Apparently all you have to do is be actively complaining for an issue to work. Yeah, that's insane that that actually just happened. What will certainly not happen again, but is incomprehensible in the age of AI, is localization into European languages. Oh, can't see. This would be so important so that more players could have access to the sport. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. The other thing too, sometimes I gotta tell myself is I gotta remember that SDS is a small company. The walls are just dumb in 25, and you're not wrong. It's because it's been carried over into so many different iterations. Like, just the more code you add, the more that's gonna break. It's just a thing of coding. It's hilarious that I was able to do that though. Should we say the stadium? Call it Rant Stadium. What else did we talk about? I think we went over all my points that I had. Did you guys, what else do you guys, would you like to see in Stadium Creator? The other one that drives me nuts too is, let me think, I think it's modern. This drives me nuts. Hey, you put the okay, let's build off that. Okay, well, let's line this up. Oh, really? This doesn't work. This is super annoying to me. It's an easy fix, but just the fact that this doesn't line up and you gotta like do this every time. Pretty frustrating. Like, it's like it gets you close. And then look at this. It's like 2 different sizes with the railings and the... Like nothing... Well, nothing about this is good. That's how I usually line it up. Oh, what the fuck? Now that I rotated it, oh, it did the small prop glitch. That was the new glitch this year. I forgot about that actually. I don't know. They still charge AAA studio prices for the games. Can't be that small. Well, it's because they're owned by Sony. They're just a studio that's owned by Sony. So Sony's the publisher. Or their stands clicking to the other side of the map randomly. Yeah, that's annoying too. I forgot about this, the small thing though. Which I actually used that to my advantage a couple times this year. Because it was like, I liked having these smaller stands. And then when like, oh, let's see. I also don't have it. So it only happens, I don't even know how to recreate it. But once in a while I would place a bunch of these and I would want to rotate it and connect them. And it would pop and then all of them be bigger. And I'd be like, well, yeah, I guess that's the thing. I don't know. But I would love to see sections of this size with the actual seats that change colors, that you set the color to. I don't think custom signs will actually happen just because online exists. But like I said, I think the best thing to do for signs would be... Let me get a good one, like a good example. Like have this just be a sign that's like, oh, I want a sign this size. And now I click it again and I can change, instead of stand up to cancer, I can have it say something else, but it stays this size, you know? Same thing with this, place this, but then only change the picture in the center. Don't zoom so you're off again on hot dogs. Yeah, some of the prices in these games are like ridiculously low. Or like if you could flip props upside down, especially concourse pieces and smaller items. Yeah, that's kind of what like Fives was saying with like an XYZ rotate on all axes. I would honestly just like it if Stadium Creator was just its own thing. Most things that would make me happy are from creative team, expansion teams, more jersey slots. Yeah. Doing that with buildings would be awesome. You have an upside down world. Just don't really need to delete all these, but why not? Let's just get rid of them. Yeah, it is annoying too that this is just dead zone now. Like you just draw this straight line across. Like you guys know that this is how this works, right? It just goes point to point. Like it's basically a straight line to there. This is just dead zone area. I would assume you guys, everybody in here already knows that, but if anybody doesn't, that's how it works. It's just a line from that point to that point. No, you can't build in there. Jersey patches would be pretty cool. I hate getting rid of Rays every year to create my team. I like to get rid of the A's too now. Like we had Christmas music playing there. I'm waiting for Phil to text me back and be like, what the hell? I think he's at work though, we're just getting off. Just sent into Vegas. Did you see that they got turned down for the their name? So they didn't lose the patent for the A's or the Athletics. It's just they're saying that it doesn't stand on its own merits because it's too generic of a, like Las Vegas Athletics is too generic of a name, and you can't use the Oakland Athletics to just transfer because each it has to stand on its own merits, and it's just Las Vegas Athletics. So it could be, that could be like the name of a store, you know, somewhere. That's kind of what they're saying. There's still ways to get around it, and they'll end up getting it. I don't know why they don't just change the name. Fucking cares about the Athletics. Like, I guess the Raiders kept their name too, but I mean, even when they moved the minor league team across town, they went from the 51s to the Aviators. You know, you know what it is? John Fisher doesn't want to spend the money to rebrand an entire new name. Guarantee that's what it is. I don't see how that team's not just gonna fail in Vegas. The locals are gonna get outpriced on tickets. The local people there, people in Vegas don't even want them there. The A's name died when they moved to Sacramento. Yeah, kind of. There's nothing athletic about a team that loses, you know, only wins 39 games in a year. Yeah, I guess other than that, just wish list stuff would be more props that are a little bit better. Like, I would love to get, it would actually be really cool, along with these concourse textures, if this was like, if they had like water textures that were like running water, where if I just had a prop like this was just a waterfall flowing down, that would be pretty cool. More memory, yeah. I mean, it seems like we got more memory in 25, right? Because people build stuff in 24 then bring it over, and it's like they're getting anywhere between like 4 to 12% better memory. Vegas Citizens don't want the A's, they don't want the Raiders either, but they love the Knights because they started in Vegas. That's pretty much it too, yeah. So it's easy to put them on the A's, okay. Another like nice little small thing would be, at least they made the bullpens better, but it'd be cool if you could like have different bullpen, or not bullpens, dugouts. If you could like click this dugout and then like scroll through different dugout styles, that would be kind of cool. I get from a programming perspective on how the players move and where they populate for different shots, they kind of have to look like this, but it'd be kind of nice if you could make it like, I don't know, the outside brick, or if they put like, you know, the team name on the top, like in real life, if you have like a blue or a red or green tarp, or, you know, whatever color you want. I watched a streamer from Vegas, and that's what he says. He drives Uber on the side, so he says he has a good pulse on it. Are you saying that, oh, that's why they like the Golden Knights, because they started there? The problem with the sports in Vegas too, and Vegas is hurting now, but the prices for everything there are so outrageous compared to everywhere else. Like, I got a couple of buddies that I work with that regularly go to Raiders games, and they say it costs like twice as much as going to even like an LA Rams game. Dugouts too that don't have players walking through railings on home run celebrations in the dugouts. Does that happen, really? I guess I haven't seen it myself. Is it when they're doing like they're wearing like the gold chain or whatever, and they're walking through here, they clip through here or something? Is that what it is? I was wondering if they had to step up here. I guess they kind of do. Oh, I was looking at somebody's stadium yesterday, and I thought they used a prop right here for the door. I guess that was just it. It makes sense why I couldn't click it. If I put stands exactly where I want them, I end up covering up that door though, because I like to bring my stands really close, and it's really easy to cover that up. Because if you pull your stands all the way up to the edge like this, you end up covering up the door, which is kind of annoying. I guess unless you raise them up enough. Yeah, during the team celebrations. $6 per bottle at a Wahlburger. You think like a bottle of water? A bottle of water. The best deal in Vegas is when you find the guys walking around with the coolers and they're just going, water, water, $1. I've totally bought water from them before. They're not supposed to be doing that, but they do it. There's a soda in a glass bottle. That's like the one thing I can't believe for like fast food, and I know it's a bit more out here in California because they raised the fast food minimum wage to, I think it's $20 now. And I guess by fucking what did they say, 2034, it's gonna be $30 an hour for the minimum wage. But for me and my girlfriend to go to Chipotle and both get a burrito without anything to drink, I think we paid like $36. I was just like, holy shit. I remember when like burritos were like $8. Like, unreal. $18 just for drinks. Yeah, if you get like an alcoholic drink though, that's like one drink is $18. $30, but I think it's by 2034, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Minimum wage doesn't apply to my job. I get paid way under minimum wage because I'm in a tipped position. I make a whopping $7.63 an hour, which is actually really, really low because there's other casinos out here where the dealers get paid like $15 an hour. In Georgia, an extra large drink is like $2 here from a restaurant. That's crazy cheap. I've never seen a drink for $2. I think like $2.13 an hour here. That's the federal minimum tipped wage. Yeah, for tip. If you get tips, that's the federal minimum wage for a tipped position. If it's a non-tipped position, I believe it's $7.50 unless you offer benefits. Then you can, or $7.25. I think it's $7.25 if you offer benefits, but if you don't, then it's $8.25. Yeah, but I know because like there were, I guess this was before I worked there, but I guess like 10 years ago at my casino, some of the dealers, like it got really bad where they're complaining about how much they were making an hour. Because at the time it was, when I first started the casino, it was in 2020 roughly. And my hourly wage was $5.15 an hour. And I guess a couple years before that, it was still $5.15, but the dealers were complaining about this casino over here is getting this is getting that. And they made all the employees sign something, say, hey, we can pay you as little as $2.13 an hour. You better, like, you know, be grateful that we're giving you this much. And they made everybody sign like a thing saying that they weren't going to talk about it anymore. Which, if I had worked there, I'd have been like, well, that's an FSLA violation. You can't disparage workers from talking about wages. So I don't know if you guys have ever done an interview where they say, don't talk about what you make to your coworkers. That is 100% completely illegal for them to tell you to do. Like, you can't bar workers from talking about wages. Anyway, we should get back to Stadium Creator. You can talk about minimum wage and all this other bullshit. The other thing I was gonna look at too, we should pull up Murph Stadium. Because Murph is the one I got a remix for and I need some ideas for it. The tip minimum wage hasn't changed since 1990. Interesting. That is not something I knew. And I've worked for tips almost my entire life. Instead of dumping on minimum wage, let's dump on SDS. Let's dump on minimum Stadium Creator requirements. marks I have in here. Always. Are we ever on track? Probably not. This is the stadium I was gonna remix for Murph. I already deleted all this over here. We got rid of some stuff in the background to give us some space. I just feel weird remixing a Murph stadium. I feel like I want to keep this double deck thing. I just don't know what to put on top. I mean, it won't give me any real... If I'm running out of room, I might get rid of it, but I don't think it's going to give me that much space. There's one back here, too. We got rid of the stadium that was back here. That gave us a lot of memory. It's a duplicated asset, or a duplicated asset, so it would give us a little bit more, but just not as much. If we took all three out, it would probably give us like 2%. But I want to keep it, you know, pretty recognizable still. That's why I always like this with Murph too. When he builds his skylines, he makes them look really good. And he's really good about using the same buildings over and over again, because that really saves on memory. Well, I do want to see this. Yeah, this building can go. Can't see it. Can you see? So even though you can't see this building here, I'm going to keep it just because when you look at this as a whole, it's still there. I had to rip apart Obituary Turtle Stadium. I know what you mean. Yeah, I need ideas for this up here. I could try and like pull this stuff closer too. And make the... Well, I see why he put it here though. Because you don't really want to block the view of these guys either. This is a tough one, Murph. I definitely don't want to block the view of the city. So, sorry, Scotty's got some good stuff too. I think my favorite one of Scotty's was still like the train yard one that he did. That one was really cool. Z fighting. This is why I don't care about fixing Z fighting. Wait, why is this small? Murph, what the fuck? I never even thought to like go through and see if... Okay, the rest of them are big though. It was just that one. What? Oh, Odin's just sprawled out in the background. Yeah, let's see. This is big. Looks like he used all the big props. Okay. Yeah, what is this shit, Murph? Oh wait, that is the big one. Well, we'll just place it like that then. Yeah, Scotty, that train yard one that you did, that was my, I think that was my favorite build of yours. I wonder... I'll just start placing stuff when I get an idea for it, and then we can, Is it their stadium or entertainment? This thing is huge. Thought about doing something like this. It's such an awkward shape though too. This might just be too big to use, but I kind of wanted to use those decks up there for, I mean, like connect something to it. Wonder if it would look cool. What do you guys think of that? I had to like clean it up a bit. Went through like 5 or 6 versions before I finally got that one. It was a good one, dude. And as soon as I loaded it up, I was just like, holy hell. I wonder if, okay, let's see. Oh, would this fit? I mean, probably not. This is what I was originally thinking, but yeah, it's too small anyway. If I could. I don't think this is gonna work. I guess I could just put it all the way down here. That's kind of cool, actually. You guys think that blends in well enough? You can still kind of see what it says the show. That could be kind of cool. There we go. Then this top part kind of lines up over here. Kind of like you can walk over to it. Whoa, frame rate drop. Holy cow. That's kind of cool. Z fighting's gotta be fixed. Holy cow. Whoa, that was made it worse, made it worse. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of cool. It's a little weird, but I want to move this over. We're going to copy it. Ooh. Maybe this direction. There we go. Just to give it a little bit different of a look for the building. There we go. I like that. So this is obviously going to be some sort of party deck. Wish I could make this look better. Yeah, that show sign kind of wrecks it though. If you could keep that though. Like, I love how that looks on the left side over there. But this does not look good in the back. Nor does it look good right there. Let's go to concessions real quick here. Interferes with the... I guess I could just do it right up against the stairs. Kind of want to keep how you can see the bridge there. Like, I don't want to block that bridge view. Stadium view is pretty good too. I can find a good bar. Oh wait. I wonder how this lines up. Not exactly what I'm looking for. It's like more of a bar, and we could put some like seating out inside of it. Something like that, but not that. Well, maybe. This is just kind of an awkward space. Go to furnishings. Found the one with the green umbrella on the top. Kind of like how this is turning out, actually. Kind of wish I could fill this space in with something, though, like underneath there. Ooh. Hang on. Would that go better? Do you guys think that makes more sense? Like architecturally? Maybe not. Man, we'll keep that one. Murph! Freaking working on your stadium, dude. I missed a bunch of things. Hold on. Maybe pull a lazy river above the burger. Where's the burger sign? Oh, well. Let's see. Love that bar sinking bleachers. Makes it look like seating. Oh, the blue bar, okay. Murph jumped in. Dude, that's like the hardest thing, dude, is I'm trying to rework this stadium of yours. This is what I got so far. Not sure about this yet. Yo, this could have been... I don't know, it's too tall. I thought that might fit in there with the brick though. I guess I could do it like that though. I don't know if it looks better that way or the other way where you can see the sign that says food for kids. I kind of like where you can see it. You like this so far, Murph? That's good. Yeah, I had the same problem too, where I was like, man, how do you change a Murph stadium? I like how the field comes out over this. I think that's kind of cool. You guys ever notice how big the home plate is here? Holy cow. I feel like I can't really do a whole lot more to this area without ranking it. I also don't obstruct any of the views of that city. I know there's a whole lot more I can do to this, honestly. Doing more challenges moving forward. Yeah. It's kind of a slow time too, man. Like I said, if I'm being honest with you guys, I cannot get the motivation to edit any videos. Like, I'm probably just gonna do a lot more live streaming than videos until I get news that something is actually gonna happen with Stadium Creator. Schmitty's working on some Unreal Engine. How's that going, Schmitty? I've never tried to work on Unreal Engine. I downloaded it. I'm tinkering around with it for a little bit. I never tried to do anything like where I set out with a goal to do something on it. The interacting parts is better for live streaming. Yeah. Man, that bush is not getting in the way of anything. I was wondering if I should change anything down in here. It's a big open space, but that's pretty cool. The only other thing would be if I change this dock. Or like, not change, but add it onto it. I just don't think it's necessary. What did you use for the legs, by the way? Oh, an actual dock. It's just this dock stuff. Okay. And this is the, yeah. Oh, we got prop glitch, didn't we? Oh, let's go way back over. Didn't even notice it at first. There's there's good free assets on Fab to help putting something together. Oh, okay. My dog is dreaming in the babackground. I was debating on taking the stadium out, but I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Oh, you're talking about the other one. Murph, did you look at pictures for St. Louis to like get like this city? Like, is the skyline pretty accurate? Yeah, throw some more overflow. You don't see it really, but we have the memory. Keep Murph style going. We'll adjust the tables accordingly. Alright, we're gonna save because I've done a bunch of stuff and I haven't saved. Oh, Mark dropped in. Yeah, Google Earth to match it up. That's cool. OG Mark. Or OB. Obituary turtle. You down with OBT? Yeah, you know me. We'll save it over this out of habit. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, I have 11% and I'm not sure what else I can change. You got the dock for the boat over here already. I was thinking about that over here, but would it make sense? Yeah, Murph, what the hell? There's no canoes. Murph. You know better than that. You know, we got canoes. Canoes! There we go. It goes, well, they're trying to see the game. It's okay, though. They prefer rafts. You just go, like, floating down the river on inner tubes. Oh, I just noticed the scoreboard up here. I didn't notice that before. Scotty's out, and see you, Scotty. Coach some 4th grade basketball. Wonder how intense the parents get at those kind of things. Man, I hated umpiring when I was a kid. I was like 16 and dude, nothing's changed. Those parents thought it was the freaking Little League World Series every game. Umpire, you gotta call a strike. Okay, well, your kid's gotta stop throwing rainbows to the plate. It's so strange. When I umpired the age that I played at, I was trying to whip it in there as hard as I could. And these kids are just throwing like these just arcing pitches that are going over the batter. And like, they're like coming down at like such an angle. The catcher's catching it like here. But to get to there, it came down like this angle. It's like, there's not a strike, parents. Tell your kid to get good. Throw harder. I like this entrance. That's pretty cool. It's just doubled up. Neat. Parents making more about themselves, yeah. Kids are getting all embarrassed, like, oh my god. You got the exterior done, so I can't do that. Murph, what do I change here, dude? I need help. What? I feel like this is almost done, but I feel like I didn't do much for a remix. I feel like I should have added something. Like something a bit more. Maybe bring the casino closer and expand on it? Where's the casino? Is that this? I made this casino a little bit bigger. This is the casino anyway. Yeah, I added this little tower to it. What is this called? Casino Queen. My only gut instinct would be to add some stuff down in the front here. But I just like having this big plaza. I think this is so good looking. Get some more umbrellas, I guess. I don't know. I was wondering if there's a way to try and expand on this, but I just don't think that there is. Gotta test the theory. I don't think this is gonna look good, but we're gonna try it. There's a certain one I'm looking for and I don't remember which one it is. It was this one. Pretty sure I'm gonna hate this, but we're gonna look at it for a second. I don't think I like that. I was gonna try and make this almost like attached back here. I thought it might make sense to have this parking lot go into a parking garage. I think it's too busy though. What do you guys think? Yes or no? So I went through that too, Murph, because I was like, I thought about bringing this closer, and then I looked at how you had it right here, and I was like, well, yeah, you don't want to block the view of these guys. And so I didn't bring it closer either. And then I looked at this prop. I was like, well, this is a really awkward shape, but I wanted these decks. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if this hung over, you know, expanded the deck. And I thought that looked cool. Can't tell if it looks too busy or not. I think it does. I think it detracts from, like, the scoreboard. So let's look at it without it again. I think it looks better without. The curve hanging over, yeah, I thought that was cool too. Yeah, more bridge the better, yeah. The other thing, we could have just put it like this too. And it doesn't have to be this particular parking ramp either. I just kind of liked it because it has like good car models on it. Where's the entrance to this one? The one Pirates feature the ramp around, connect to the mini ball field. You could try it. Might be too big. Might be just perfect though too. The level's not exact. You get like the gist of it though. You just can't really see it. Like I kind of wish it was like that. And it worked. Just look like you weren't. It just kind of blocks like this walkway. Wish there was a better way to do it. I think it was a good idea. I might use it for like a later build too, actually. Gives me ideas. Well, hang on. Since this is a St. Louis build, or if there would be a place for the big restaurant. What if it was there? Is that way too massive? Probably. Yeah, it doesn't look very good at all, does it? Plus the stands are like not lined up very well. Feels like over here. Yeah, it just blocks way too much. I think you consider was making a grass patch in the middle with the small fountains features to break up the emptiness. So I thought about that too, with like grass patches for like the picnic area. Okay. Hold on. Before we do that, let's save. But I think I have an idea, kind of what you're thinking too. It depends on how big some of the things are. But I think I have a cool idea. Okay. So let's take out. I set this off to the side so we can just copy it later. So let's take a look at the fountains first. I feel like we're kind of at an awkward angle here. What do you think about it for a second? What is it lining up with? Holy shit, this is frustrating. Line up with the grass. I actually like doing that. Close enough. I'm gonna have to take those bushes out. Still not sure about this yet. Yeah, that's gonna be way too big. We actually did something like that in my version of the stadium last year. Oh, really? The other thing I considered was making big grass patch. Okay, we looked at that. Separate the pavement, make a water tunnel into big water. I don't know where that would be. Is this too big for this area? Because I feel like we're really cutting this close. This is kind of what I was thinking. Something like that. Looks big but not bad though. What if... Let's see if I can make this work. That's fine, they're all unselected. Maybe we just turned it a bit. Like, this is a lot of work for just fixing this one little thing, but all that just to give it that little bit more room, but I think it might look a little bit better that way. Yeah, that was all Murph. That was not me at all. Shit, now I gotta... Mangoes are all fine. All that just to give us like what, a couple extras, like a foot or two here. I feel like I like that though. Uh-oh. Oh, that was easy fix. Is he fighting not terrible? Actually, not at all. There we go. Yeah, we can do some garbage cans. Let's do this though. Hold this back in the corner. Yeah, it's a little extra detail, right? Oh, never mind. These are like double-sided, aren't they? Oh, not really. Where are they? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're two-sided. There you go, just put them against here like this, though. Let's see how this would look. How big is this? Is it massive? Is that too big? I don't think so. See you, Masterson. Wish you had like a little bit smaller circle, but I think that works. Just to kind of break up all the white, like that light colored there. That is the size of the small circle, huh? Ooh, sorry, I went really quiet here. I was really concentrating. Masterson took off. For those of you guys that are still hanging around listening to the silence of me building, I appreciate it. That's why we have background music going, just to fill the silence. Yeah, Murph, I don't hope you don't mind me adding on to this. Just had an idea. You like it? Okay, cool. I do kind of want to raise this up. Just to make sure you get the letters in there, you can see them. There we go. There we go. That was kind of like its own little park. Should I take these white curbs out? No, no, maybe not. My buddy was watching my stream and he said, I know when you're concentrating because you go dead silent. Yeah, I think that's most people probably. And I just realizing I just hit 99%. I got lucky, I didn't run out of the room halfway through that. I really didn't plan on streaming Murph's remix because I wanted to be a surprise. Didn't want everybody to see it, but we got about 15 people watching here that now are gonna know. I mean, really only a remix right feel, but I like what we came up with. I will say though, Murph, I did like how you had the bridge and stuff coming from here. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm glad it's an entertaining stream because sometimes I wonder how entertaining I really am. I do play with this microphone a lot. Z-Boy, what's going on, dude? Late to the game? I was remixing Murph Stadium for the remix challenge. We spent the first half of the stream ranting about SDS and what we wanted to see improved upon in the game. And then I decided to remix Murph Stadium while we're at it. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much done with this remix. It only took me like... I feel weird that it only took me like an hour or two. Actually, how long have I been on? Only been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes? Probably an hour and a half to do this. It would be funny if I made a stadium with a wish list of what you want in text form. That would take so long. So I have like a whole document pulled up on my other monitor here of like stuff I was writing down. So I thought about making a wish list video, but yeah, I don't know if it's really necessary. All right, cool. So yeah, we did quite a lot over here, and this whole deck we took down was blank. We got the food for kids and the kids center, little wiffle ball thing over here. I like the curved balcony. Oh, it overhangs right here. I thought that was a cool idea. Got a little area for drinks and to hang out on. We adjusted this a little bit. Got a little park area to sit and eat at. Filling the space with some grass. Got the trash cans and condiment stuff around. We got Jackie's memorial added to it. Made it stand out a little bit more. It'd be kind of cool instead of like a railing if we had like small stones. That would have been like a cool way to do it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a way to do that. Hold on. I'm probably gonna leave that fence there, but no, it's pretty green on the top. I was thinking if I could like sink this around, but there's another one maybe. I think it's just too big. Let's see if I can circle it around with that prop. Do you guys think this would look better? I could delete that fence. I think it might look better. As long as this fence took. What do you think of that instead? Probably should have saved first. I don't remember if I saved or not. How about you guys? I kind of like the rock look better though. You like it with the rocks better too? Okay. Save it. I think it's probably done then. How much other stadium did you guys do on your remixes? Compared to this, did you guys do more or less? Because I feel like it didn't change a whole lot, but I guess it was like a decent amount. I mean, I guess it was like almost all of right field. We kept the sidelines pretty intact too. We got the scoreboard. We can still see the casino. We got the entrance gates lined up right here. We still got the football stadium. The boat's in there still. We got the arch, obviously. Shady, you gonna stream it or no? Uh-oh. What is this? What's popping up? Oh, it's Windows security. It's fine. Changed most of the right field corner and a little in the center and left and chased him. So you did like quite a bit. Like it's almost like a collab stadium, but a little different. Alright, I'm paranoid, so I'm gonna save it one more time. I don't think I changed anything since I saved it, but we gotta do it again anyway. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how everybody did with their mashup stadiums, their remixes. I mean, not mashup. That was my challenge. I feel like I still kind of kept the Murph style too. I don't know if you guys see it or not, but I feel like I changed enough but kept his style, so it still kind of flowed with the rest of the stadium. Let's do this. Just want to give a little play test and see how it looks. If the game ever loads. What time is it here? 4 o'clock? Ooh, I got a text. I wonder if Phil finally saw what I sent him. He goes, how did you pull that off? Dumb luck. What is this email? Alright. Sorry. Be kind of cool if we could get that Wrigley, if that was like a wall texture, was that ivy? How cool would that be? Or how tough that would be to program though, where you could like customize it and stuff and still make it like look decent. I bet it'd be pretty hard. Oh. Man, it takes forever to load up the custom stadium list too. Holy cow. I feel like it doesn't normally take this long. Load times are a must fix. It just seems like it got worse though with like an update or two that was later in the game's life. I don't remember it taking this long initially. I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds. Loading's getting worse. Okay, so it's not just me. So maybe we restart the game. Just wanted to like hit like 2 or 3 innings in it just to see how it looks when it plays. Let's see if resetting it helped at all. Because usually when I do home run derby, it doesn't take that long to load. I think so, but like it should be accessing my hard drive and not the vault right now, because it's not like it's uploaded. You know, we're not accessing a server. That's why it's strange to me. Yeah, see, that was a lot shorter. I mean, maybe though, I have no idea. All right, let's go with skip. Let's just hit.
What do you have on him, Siggy?
But the sound is way behind.
Cubs made Ian Happ a first-round pick in 2015. He played at the University of Cincinnati as an infielder. Played a little bit of outfield.
See if this helps at all.
2022, what a year, Chris. Both an all-star and a gold glover.
Like, is the game sound way behind for you guys too?
Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out, a lot of lift and separate, Chris.
Well, we know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball.
Oh,
in the
there we
air
go.
Regardless of the conditions, but
Hey, that looks pretty good.
a little more so there's margin for error.
By like 30 seconds, right? What is going on?
This one's high and deep, way back there, on its way, gone. That one felt good.
I don't know how to fix that, if I'm being honest.
It's 1-0.
First pitch hacking, and it paid off for him in a big way.
Let's see something real quick.
Well, I'm sure there's a big grin on his face right now, Boog. He's probably had some sleep. He's dug around the bases. Good for him.
Here we go. I think I fixed it.
Left field, and he knew it.
Into the river.
They do it again.
Yeah, that's what I just did too. I restarted the Elgato 4KX thing.
It's 2-0.
He wasted no time in that at bat. Swinging at the first pitch, and he punished it. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding.
Murph, did you have any lights in right field? I just realized I didn't put a light in right field for like night games.
So up now for Chicago, Michael Bush.
Could turn off the music, yes.
Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Around
You did
first,
have.
hustling
I wonder if I
for
should go back and put a light in right.
Starts his afternoon off right with a double.
That's now 3 hits in a row for the offense. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box. And
Now this one gets through.
Oh shit.
Throw cut off to second. The tag, and they cut him down.
I don't think they were gonna cut it.
2. Here's Nico Warner. That one is absolutely belted. That's back. And it's gone.
Oh, off the dock.
He sends it out of here. Their third home run of the inning. And they tack on to their lead. It's 4-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off.
Yeah, I'll just put like 1 inning and then call it.
That one hammered.
Okay, we'll do one more. As soon as I say that. Yeah.
The warning track makes the catch.
What do you guys think? Do I need lights in right? It would probably make sense.
So digging in, Gage Workman. Cole back to work. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Way back there. That one hops against the fence. Into second easily with a leadoff double.
Yeah, I like how that turned out. I think it looks pretty good.
Fastball pretty much middle, and that's what you fall asleep dreaming
A lighter
about.
2 wouldn't hurt.
So no surprise, he put a great swing on it.
And now it's Miguel Amaya. Lifted to left center. Way back there. And that is gone. A two-run homer. And they add to the lead. It's 6-0. That's their 4th home run of the
Let's see if I have the memory for it.
And they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dip. Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Back to the top of the lineup. And up next for Chicago, Ian Happ. Rips one to right. Fair ball.
Ooh, that's a short corner, isn't it?
Man at first, nobody out.
Come on, Tucker, let's go yard.
Number 2 hitter, Kyle Tucker. Fought off.
Oh, way ahead of it.
Oh, it's a really good pass to the ball right there. Just a little bit too quick. He's got to find a way. Just let it travel a hair more.
Pulled hard.
Way ahead of it again.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. He's going to really have to bear down.
Ground ball could be 2. Over to second for 1. Plenty of time at first.
Oh, I did not slide into first. That was weird.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Swings here.
Let's go look at the light situation. No point in just jacking home runs. But I think it looked pretty good in the game. Come on, Stadium Creator. Alright, sorry, I was trying to figure out something here. Here's the remix. Okay. Wait. Now we're at 97. Doesn't look like we lost anything. Roll like that. A tiny bit lower. That makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, that's right. I forgot we removed all those fences. Not too bad looking. That Z fighting on the water is insane. There's not a lot you can do about it though. Yeah. Yeah, unless we did that. I mean, it just is what it is. There's just a lot of overlap going on there. Yeah, it's hard because then you get these folds and it doesn't look good. So you make them like razor thin. Yeah, it's a bit better. It's a little wonky. You figured out a stadium. I figured out a stadium I'm going to. Should turn out interesting depending on how memory allows. Oh, for your remix? You're going to remix? Oh, there's the light. I was wondering about that. Get the city lit up nice. Look, here's that weird shadow again, but it's not on the mound. Now it's there. It's right there this time. Usually there's one right here. That's so strange. At least it doesn't show up in a game. Yeah, Smurf has the same problem I do. You put the stands real close on low like I do, and it blocks out the door here. I've done this as a fix before. It doesn't always look super great though. Hang on a sec. Oh, so there's no way we went through all the songs. There's like 1,000. Oh, as long as I got 2% memory left. It's the water drain. Let's go to. So let's see if this is. God, these letters are so small. Yeah, it won't be cool like I thought it was gonna be. I wanted to make like a CQ, like a Casino Queen thing here, but it's so small. You don't even see it. Yeah. Does not make sense in that space. But you would think that like you would have like a nice big logo right here for Casino Queen. I just don't think we have any props look like letters enough to do that. No, they're the same size. You just need bigger letters. Alright. It should stop the Z fighting for the most part. And for the back of the stadium, you shouldn't see any of the folds. Well, like I said, for the most part. I don't know. It's just a losing battle with water. Yeah. Well, this exit we won't even well, then dinking around with the water is not gonna make that big of a difference. What's going on, Arch? We just remixed Murph Stadium. Just view Twitch as more streamer friendly. It really is. Like you can actually stream on Twitch with music and have the music be taken off when the stream goes. Yeah. I don't use copyrighted music anyway, but that is, yeah, the way you can set it up in OBS, you can do it. I still gotta, I gotta catch a Shady stream still. I gotta catch I haven't caught a Carmen's Dad one yet. Dude, when I looked at Carmen's Dad on Twitch, dude's got like 2,000 followers. I had no idea. That's what happens when you're goated. We were talking about this. The cover athlete guess is for 26. I think Cal Raleigh is probably up there. He was kind of like the big story of last year, hitting 60 home runs. Who do you guys think? If you had to guess a cover athlete for 26. I think they were talking about this on the forums. It was like one of the new topics. Let's see. Oh, someone's saying Yamamoto. That's probably a good guess too. Carmen's Dad does a lot of streaming too, does he? I gotta catch one of his streams. Scooble? Yeah, maybe. Should be J-Ram. He needs to finally be recognized. A no-fly zone cover would be amazing. People are saying Soto. Someone wants Jose Ramirez. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying J-Ram too. Someone's saying Nick Kurtz. Everybody's talking about like a 3-cover athlete thing again though too. Like where it rotates. Someone's saying like Cal Raleigh or Kyle Schwarber. Someone said, if it's Big Jumper, I hope there's a pic of him on the toilet for comic relief. The fuck? I bet they'll do a multi-cover athlete or a multi-athlete cover again this year. It worked for him last year. Barry Bonds. Yeah, if there's one player it's not gonna be, dude, 3-cover athlete, it's gonna be Barry Bonds, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and Pete Rose. The band edition. Bonds would work with orange. People are saying they think the orange thing is just to throw people off. That would be crazy though. What time are we looking at here? 4:30? Haven't eaten yet today. I gotta do that. Might also have to take a nap before work because I got up pretty early. Roger Bonds McGuire. God. She had like the steroid edition. Jose Canseco. He's just holding up like a pack of Viagra. That's I don't know why I always remember Jose Canseco and Mike Piazza. I always just remember them doing like the Pfizer commercials in the 90s. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We gotta get something to eat. I'm getting tired. I gotta get a nap for work. I got way earlier than I intended to today. Usually I get up at like 2 p.m. Today I got up at like 9:30 a.m. Bonds did sign back with Topps, by the way, so who knows? Oh, interesting. I guess I didn't know that part. The physical special edition comes with a syringe. God. Did they ever have Mariano Rivera on the cover? I feel like when he retired, he might have been like a cool cover athlete. All right, guys. Yeah, we're gonna call it for today. I might be back on tomorrow. I don't know. At least it all depends on how much sleep I get. Sometimes it's tough to come up with things to do for a stream too. Like today, at least I had an idea of talking about what's gonna go on in 26. Great stream though. Yeah, Mom might not have covered athlete because of his church. Yeah, that whole thing that happened there. Make sure it's you. Oh, it's me, all right. Well, my computer keep asking me if it's me. Anyway, yeah, I might catch you guys tomorrow. We'll see if I can come up with something to stream. Maybe I can work on that stadium tomorrow, the other one that I was working on. So, hope you guys have a good night. Hope Stadium Creator we get some news in the next coming weeks here. Like always, that's what we're thinking about. We kind of came up with a plan next Tuesday. Or no, next Monday, we're going to look at the San Diego Canoe stadiums. 2 weeks after that, we're going to look at the remix stadiums, I think. And then after that, we're going to start talking about Stadium of the Year with Phil. So that's the plan for the next couple of weeks. I will see you guys around. Hopefully catch Shady and Carmen's Dad and a couple of your other guys when you're streaming. I'll be around on Discord too, so we can always keep it going there. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you in the next one.